Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and this is Power Princess. Yes, this is what I want to share with you today. Not a review, but it is a 5-minute little video on how I turned her into, well, Wonder Woman, because I've seen a lot of people do it, and a lot of people have questions. And this is the way to start. You need to start with a Vallejo liquid mask to cover up the details you don't want to paint. And you need to start with a white acrylic as a base color. You can paint it in a solid color of your choice, but it takes a lot more paint and it tends to erase details. So if you use a white base, it will keep your colors that much brighter. I did the same with the torso, adding liquid mask to the skin tone and to the gold areas I did not want to cover in the white base. So this gives a nice, cleaner look if you're using an airbrush. If you're painting with a brush, it's a little more difficult. Yes, these are the boots, and I did paint those white. Why? Because I want a white stripe down the center. Let's take a look at how good this looks. Now let's take a look at a semi-finished product. And what I mean by that is I don't have this sealed yet, and I still have to add the blue. But if you want to leave it as is with a dark trunks, you're fine. If you want to add a dark line across the abs or paint in blue, that's fine too. It's so many variables that you can do with this figure. Now do keep in mind that your dry time is going to be about 24 hours on this, and then you can actually handle it. The customs here that you see are the Sculpts, and those are customs by Martin. I acquired these initially for the McFarlane Wonder Woman, but they are too small. However, they look great, perfect size for this action figure. And I don't buy a lot of Hasbro stuff anymore. It's just a line that I pretty much dropped, except for a few figures. But this is one of those that I had to get. And I have no idea who Power Princess is, and I really don't care. It's a cool figure, and it works out really well, and it's easy to work on. And that's why I'm sharing this video with you. Now, what you see here is the semi-finished product. Now, I do have this sealed, and you need to allow it to dry long enough, and then heat the top torso to join the two together, and then you can repeat all those other steps and add your blue acrylic paint to the trunks. The blue is going to depend on what blue tone you want to use. Again, you can have the blue up a little higher or just underneath that belt. The stars are cut on a Cricut cutter. They are vinyl stars, and then they are applied just like decals. They work out really, really well. Now, this is what it looks like on the back. You can add as many stars as you want. The materials they now use are much softer and easier to work with, and I really enjoyed working on this figure. Again, your dry time on this is going to be another 24 hours. If you just seal it, all you got to do, all you're doing is reactivating your paint. Allow this sealant and the paint to dry long enough so that you can handle it, especially if you're applying those decals. If you do it while the paint is still fresh, you're going to mar the surface and you'll be very unhappy. So I'm going to leave you with Wonder Woman, the finished look, and a clip that I shared on Instagram.